mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a bit.
Okay, guys, like, subscribe, and share, right? Thank you. Yes, the situation around the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs is unfolding as we speak. The federal government bows to pressure and suspends Betta Edu. Good afternoon and welcome to Political Views on Ebonade 103.5 FM. I am Martin Epanshuku Ekeze. Now, the political crisis in River State is taking other turns as is being a talking point for a while now in our polity, and it seems like Wike and Fubara feud will be on our lips for a while as the minister of FCT is saying that come 2027, Nigerians will know who is in charge. Now, last week, Governor Fubara visited his neighbor, Governor Diri, and in order to, form better political, formations or relationships at the end of the day. And he says he was welcomed, but was advised to take it easy. Meanwhile, the Minister of FCT, Yeson Wike, is still boasting that by 2027, people will know who is in charge in River State. A lot to talk about this afternoon. A lot is happening in our political space. So let me bring you up to speed on the happenings. The headlines. Ohaneze Youth Defense Betta Edu accuses enemies of progress of sabotage. How Igbo Nation can advance by Kalo. Tinubu suspends Humanitarian Affairs Minister Betta Edu. Delta Lord's Army on fight against oil theft crimes. Supreme Court reserves judgment in Ebonyi governorship election appeal. Soludo bans sand excavation in 5 Anambra communities. By election, Mustafa emerges winner of APC Yobe East senatorial primaries. Insecurity. Christian Association of Nigeria declares 7 days of fasting, prayers in Taraba. Benue Guba, a great win. Governor Alia reacts to victory at Supreme Court. Rivers crisis. Wike helped many Ijaw people to power. One Osike attacks Fubara. Now, details. The first story we have for you this afternoon on political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM is Ohaneze Youth defends Betta Edu, accuses enemies of progress of sabotage. A sociocultural group, Ohaneze Youth, has said those bent on making sure that the renewed hope poverty alleviation policy of President Bola Tinubu did not succeed, where after the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, due to what they described as the minister's uncompromising stand against saboteurs. Ohaneze Youth said this in defense of Edu, who is under fire from those they described as enemies of progress, desperately trying to link her with the sham in the National Social Investment Agency. The group, in a statement released in Abuja by its leaders, Mwabeze Obi, Ekwem Yukoria, and Ndukako Chris, said the attempts to rope the minister in the corrupt allegations that led to the sack of the CEO of NSIPA, Halima Shehu, was a typical case of corruption fighting back. The group appealed to President Tinubu to disregard such unfounded allegations aimed at sabotaging his novel efforts to alleviate and properly eradicate poverty in Nigeria, which Edu stands for, and refused to join the bandwagon of making programs in the areas a conduit pipe. We, the Ohaneze youths, are after critical and careful examination of the rumors spreading like wildfire since the president ordered the suspension of co-coordinator and the chief executive officer of NSIPA, Halima Chehu, over alleged financial impropriety. We come to stunning discovery that those after Tinubu's renewed hope poverty alleviation are indeed after Betta Edu. The next story we have for you this afternoon, How Igbo Nation Can Advance by Kalu. Deputy Speaker of House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu yesterday said that for the advancement of the Igbo nation, there should be more social cohesive relationship between them, Igbos, and other tribes in the country. He also called for reinvigoration of the old Igbo apprenticeship system whereby a young boy or girl would learn trading or skill under an elder for a specified number of years, after which his or her master assists him or her financially to start his or her own business, or both may establishing a partnership. The deputy speaker and member of the ruling All Progressive Congress at the federal level spoke to journalists in his country home in Bende local council of Abia State, during a stakeholders meeting that featured distribution of foods and other empowerment items to his Bende constituents. He described the Igbo apprenticeship system as a noble program that created jobs and various industries in the past, recommending that it should be modified in line with prevailing development instead of being allowed to die or further decline. He also said that despite the Southeast Development Commission bill, which was passed by the House of Representatives, will be applied to reconstruct the Southeast as well as create jobs for youths if signed into law. He said that he is currently pushing a bill for the establishment of Igbo apprenticeship system, through which many Southeasterners would rule their world in their various fields of endeavors. Stressing that no development will come to Igbo land under the current state of insecurity, Kalo urged government to vacate their locations in the Southeast, drop their guns, and negotiate for legitimate means of livelihood. Still on the stories making rounds at political space this afternoon, Tinubu suspends Humanitarian Affairs Minister Betta Edu. President Bola Tinubu on Monday suspended the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Betta Edu, over a 585.2 million naira financial scandal with immediate effect. The decision, President Tinubu said, is in line with his avowed commitment to uphold the highest standards of integrity, transparency, and accountability in the management of the Commonwealth of Nigerians. The President has directed the Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to conduct a thorough investigation into all aspects of the financial transactions involving the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, as well as one or more agencies thereunder. The presidential spokesman, Ajuri Ngalale, in a statement, explained that the suspended minister is hereby directed to hand over to the permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, and she is further directed by the president to fully cooperate with the investigating authorities as they conduct their investigation. President Tinubu on Sunday directed a comprehensive inquiry into the alleged 585 million naira scandal in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, headed by Edu. He vowed to decisively punish those involved in any breaches and infractions unraveled during the investigations. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, Delta Lord's Army on fight against oil theft crimes. Delta State has applauded the Nigerian Army and other security agencies in the country for their fight against oil theft and other crimes. Governor Cherry Oborowori gave the commendation at the 2023 Combined West African Social Activities for Headquarters 63 Brigade and the 181 Amphibious Battalion held at the 181 Amphibious Battalion New Barracks, Abo, Ika South Council of the State. Oborowore, who was represented by the Commissioner for Works, Rural and Riverine Roads, Charles Anyabu, said that efforts of the Army and other security agencies have helped to maintain peace and phenomenal growth of infrastructure, as well as unity across the state. He said the success story of Oborowore administration cannot be told without the collaboration of the Army, the police, and other security agencies. He said, I am delighted to be in your midst today as special guest of honor for the 2023 WASA for the Headquarters 63 Brigade. The tradition of WASA dates back to the days of Royal West African Frontier Force, when troops and their families came together at the end of the year to socialize and celebrate the achievements of their formations or units for that year. In his opening remarks, the chief host and commander, 63 Brigade Asaba, Brigadier General S. Aliu, said that WASA is aimed at bringing soldiers and their families together to celebrate activities of the year. Still on our political space this afternoon, Supreme Court reserves judgment in Ebonyi governorship election appeal. The Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the Ebonyi State governorship election appeal for a date to be communicated to parties. In sitting on Monday, Justice John Okoro of the Supreme Court reserved the judgment after the parties adopted their briefs of argument on Monday. The appeal court in Lagos had earlier affirmed the election of Francis Nwifuru as the duly elected governor of Ebonyi State. In a unanimous decision, the three-member panel led by Justice Jumia Sanke dismissed the appeal filed by Chukwuma Odi of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The panel also resolved all 5 issues raised against the appellant and dismissed the appeal for lacking merit. Justice Sanke held that the PDP and its candidates lack the legal rights to meddle in the internal affairs of the All Progressive Congress as it relates to nomination of candidates. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, Soludo bans sand excavation in 5 Anambra communities. Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State has placed a ban on sand excavation in the late former Vice President Alex Ekweme's Oku community located in Orumba, North Local Government Area. The prohibition also extends to 3 adjacent communities, Nanka, Amobala, Obu, and Ekulobia in Agwata Local Government Areas. Soludo said his intention to sign an executive order next week to enforce the ban. Those found guilty of contravening the prohibition will face a prosecution. Trucks caught transporting excavated sand within these communities will be seized by the state government for a year upon conviction. The governor also announced plans to establish a task force to ensure the implementation of this order. Soludo announced that the government plans when he commissioned a civic center named after the late former vice president by his Oko community, Christian Alex Ekweme Civic Center Oko, as part of people's plans to immortalize him on Friday. Soludo warned the residents of the 5 affected communities about the imminent erosion disaster and urged the adoption of necessary preventive measures. He stressed that failure to act could lead to the disappearance of these areas within the next 50 to 60 years. The sand excavation was identified as a significant contributor to exacerbating erosion and flood-related disasters in the region. Soludo recalls several legacies of the late former vice president in the community, including in the education sector, infrastructural development, health, etc., and urged wealthy people of the area to sustain his legacies by funding projects that would promote development in the community, especially in the areas of road construction, scholarship award, health, etc. As a tribute to Ekweme, the state government pledged to construct the Pao Brewery Road, initiated by the late vice president, who was the brewery's founder. And still on our political space, by-election, Mustafa emerges winner of APC Yobo East senatorial primaries. The former commissioner of the Yobe State Ministry of Transport and Energy, Honorable Musa Mustafa, has been declared winner of the All Progressive Congress primary election for the Yobe East senatorial by-election slated for February. The Yobe East senatorial seat was declared vacant when President Bola Tinubu appointed Yobe East senatorial district senator Ibrahim Gaidan as the Minister of Police Affairs. Mustafa, known as Kulas, emerged winner after polling 356 out of 357 votes cast. His only opponent, Salusi Sanda, scored 0, while 1 vote was declared invalid. The primary elections, which took place at the August 27 Stadium, Damaturu, on Saturday, was conducted under the supervision of a 3-member committee chaired by Ibrahim Masari, while Ibrahim Jallo served as the secretary. In an acceptance speech, Mustafa promised to protect the interests of the people of Yobe East Senatorial District Zone A in the 10th National Assembly. He thanked Governor Mai Mala Buni and Yobe State APC Chairman Alhaji Muhammad Gadaka for their leadership in steering the affairs of the party to victory at all times. He also thanked the delegates for believing in APC as a party and casting their votes for him, adding that he will justify the confidence reposed in him. And the next story we have for you, insecurity. Christian Association of Nigeria declares 7 days fasting prayers in Taraba. Taraba State chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria has declared a 7-day period of fasting and prayers across different denominations and churches in the state. The spiritual exercise was announced on Monday during a New Year Thanksgiving service organized by the association in Jalingo, the state capital. The state chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Dr. Isaiah Magaji, said the exercise is aimed at addressing the rising level of insecurity within the state. Taraba State in recent times, as observed by newsmen, has been grappling with security challenges, including kidnapping and armed banditry, calling upon Christians to prioritize love and continuous prayer for one another. The Taraba Christian Association of Nigeria leadership also sought prayers for the immediate release of persons who are still being hostage by their abductors. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, Benue Guba, a great win. Governor Alia reacts to victory at Supreme Court. Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State on Monday described his victory at the Supreme Court as a great win for the people of the state. Alia said his victory at the Supreme Court would motivate his administration to do more in developing the state. The Supreme Court had dismissed the appeal filed by the People's Democratic Party and its candidate in the 2023 governorship election, Titus Suba. The Benue State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal and the Court of Appeal in Abuja had at different times upheld the election of Alia as governor of Benue State. Not happy with the judgments of the tribunal and the court below, Uba and his party approached the Apex Court to seek redress. But on Monday, Uba's lawyer, Sebastian, announced the withdrawal of the appeal, which paved the way for its dismissal by the Apex Court. Recall that Appeal Court had on November 20, 2023 dismissed the appeal filed by Uba against Alia's election over allegations that the deputy governorship candidate of the APC, Samuel Ode, presented a forged certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission contrary to Section 182, subsection 1 of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, among others. The PDP candidate also claimed that Alia's name was submitted less than 180 days before the election date, and Ode was almost not submitted to INEC after the party conducted a further run primary elections. However, a three-man panel led by Justice Onyekachi Otisi held that Oba failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt the allegations of forgery against Ode. However, addressing journalists in Abuja after the judgment, Alia urged the people across the state, regardless of their political affiliations, to unite and contribute to its development. Alia said, "I am very excited. It is 100% justice delivered. The victory is for all the people of the state. God leads, and this again demonstrates that justice is justice. We are pleased it came to this point. It is going to ginger us some more to do great things for the state." And the next story we have for you this afternoon, Rivers crisis. Wike helped many Ijaw people to power. One Osike attacks to Bara. In the wake of the lingering political tussle in Rivers State, a close associate of Nyesom Wike, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Samuel Nwanosike, has thrown a jab at Governor Sim Fubara, who he referred to as Mumu. Nwanosike, who is the chairman of Ikwere local government area of the state, said the governor lacked the capacity to manage the power handed over to him. Speaking to his followers in a viral video, Nwanosike lamented the ethnic politics in Rivers State following the face-off between Wike and Fubara. The chairman claimed that Wike has been instrumental in getting Ijaw people federal appointments. He said they want to pay good for evil. That lie will not stand. Let it be put on record. Under Nyesom Wike, more Ijaw sons and daughters have been given greater political appointments in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nyesom Wike has been instrumental to all those Ijaw sons and daughters having those wonderful political appointments, and I am happy our leader the Buruburu one, Ezendibo, came out here and made it clear that Nyesom Wike, as an Ikwere man, has done the unthinkable that no man can do. He told the Ikwere people, fear not, I know where I am leading you. I will never mislead you. Allow them. We all belong to the same river state. Let them have a bite of the cake too, as a people. He gave them the power, not because he was afraid of them. He gave them the power for equity, fairness, and justice. But if you give Mumu man, we no something power, he go carry and play. He go carry and play, no be so. And that's how he stated it. Yeah, there you have it. You know, a lot is happening in our political space this afternoon. But if you look properly, you see that the major story here is about Betta Edu, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. Ohanes and Ndibo, you know, the youth wing came out to protect her, to protect her interests, saying that the president should ignore mischief makers, that they are the ones making this happen in the first place. Well, right now, as I'm talking to you, the federal government suspended the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Betta Edu. What is your take on all of this? The numbers you call and then you become part of the conversation remains 070-3445-9334 or 070-45-59-2210. Let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about all that is going on in our political space this afternoon? Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Welcome, my sister. Keke, man. Biko Gabaniru. Hello. Hello, Omunkego. Hello, network. Okay, please call us back. Please call us back. 070-3445-9334 or 070-45-59-2210. Let's hear from you now. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. Biko Gabaniru Sao.
Minister of Humanitarian Affairs.
Yes.
I
will get back to you on that. Oh, Betta Edu is the name. So, only by Koga.
Okay. I feel no you go back out.
Oh, Hanesa J. Okay, protect.
But well, I intervene. Well, I want to commend them.
Okay.
I think I'm
okay.
No matter if I go to the buy to get you out for now. Then I pass the no no okay,
okay.
Okay, my Lord. Ndị ọzọ na-emebe one. Mana at the same time, ka m na-eme ka m gwa ụmụ nwaanyị ndị Igbo anyị chọọ ibe gbasara politiks kaba chọọchị ụmụ nwoke baa n'ụlọ kaba pụta were enu n'ala. Edia mana ife ọbụla ozi nwoke pụwa n'ụzọ ka ụmụ nwaanyị jee ị na-eje si na-etie ị na-eje ife ọbụla ụmụ nwoke baa n'ụlọ kaba bụ nwaanyị jebe abịa na ministri ibe gbasara minista si arụ ahụ ọsọ ebe a ka ịpụta ụmụ nwaanyị ga-etinye afọ bụ abatụ fọ slọtụ enyere anyị ofu ka aka na-edebate kedu ebe onye a bụ ke the clear identity mana only from a particular region ka ewepụta mmadụ ịta ọ bụrụ sọ nwaanyị ma wee jee abaje ịnwa kịta ibe gbasara Nigerian politics na ọdụ ọwụọ ka a na-agba maka na ilu ebe ahụ every people nọ n'ife n'ebe the three group eji wee mee Nigeria a na-azọ right ndị ga-ewekọrọ ife niile ka ọ bụrụ nke ba ụmụ nwaanyị wee sị ka bajere ọkụ ịfụ ife eji nwaanyị achọ ego na-ede ife a about 500 and something million ma ebe a na-ekwu o nwere ndị ilu ebe 5 billion ekwuru much ọkụ na ya o nwere ministers na ndị dị iche iche
ka mmekwa ka ọ dị clear based on ajụjụ eju Betta Edu si from Abi local government area in Cross River State bụ onye ọ bụ ịghọta mana agakwa n'Imo State.
Okay, thank you. Okay, maybe that in my region they organize ndị Igbo ji wee lọ fight to protect her. Well, fire really now make it up with the same area. And the name on the apple, even in Nanya, if you know of Igbo extraction.
Yes, of the place. Betta Edu.
Yes, thank you. Not Igbo, because I find the Bungweba committee offense about the identify your members in the maybe after the offense, I'll say I know the Igbo, I know the Biafra. Talk about it. But I want to thank them for that effort from organizing, good organizing youth. Like one Funama, Natano Motaboko, if one here, I carry Granny. The quick case in you, quick action. I carry the investigation, I carry out a warrior for Marco. If you are negotiate that in a particular area, I'm marginalized. I know we are them want to call it for.
Money for job before John, and we go suspended before now. I suspended the CEO of NSIP. You know that now?
Yes, but even they clarify the crime. They fight the Ayatollah look side, they fight the Ayah holistically. They fight the constitution declare on that area, leave chapter 7, section 1 and the subsection 3 of Nigeria Constitution. The offense of that woman, 1999 Constitution as amended. Only when they go by government, the food where and a private account. The Constitution, they against that. That is the situation. On that, they want about embezzlement. Or it's for the land. Every contrary to the rule of engagement. It is very, very clear in my Constitution. But I want them to be very careful. People from this side. Because if you're junior, you government.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Welcome, my brother. Your name? Okay. Can you say why? Okay. Gabaniru.
Yeah. The Minister of Humanitarian
Affairs.
Disaster Management.
Yeah.
One of them smoke without fire.
Okay.
You understand? Don't give them
Okay.
And my reaction to it is I don't mind short skirt. The first instance, short skirt. That is number one. Number two, it is this non-Johannes and the youth wing. All kinds of we put the fake people and from news local nice station about leadership of Johannes and the youth wing. What was so about to tell me Imago and I had to come out your jaw and this is no longer going to be business as usual. So we are condemning it in totality. Both the action you do and the further the leadership of whether it's the Nigeria or youth wing.
When it comes to Hanez, like sometimes and we're faction, like Isi Guzoro, sometimes
be led by Chief Engineer Emmanuel Iwanang, or FRCFR MFR, or one who out when any faction also Hanez and Dibo with the youth wing of Hanez and Dibo to be led by Martin Kuma, operating Duku, as the national acting youth leader Hanez and Dibo. Only I'm giving up backing up anything to do with Hanez and Dibo. Not that they have anything to do with Igbo movement and then every effort and a mecca in Massachusetts and Alibo. Magana Tumas, the league of Martin and the Canonian Blind, if it doesn't mean I've had there. Or if it's down 1 year, if you call a capital, but then you feel on record, you have more the youth leadership of Hanez worldwide. So, okay, they're not going to chat in got it.
Okay. So with that, in that, keep a situation whereby maybe after the investigation, maybe and what other things based on
now what they said half of work like December 20th.
Okay.
What they said half of work, but they did not honor it. 558 million or something, zeros, but they did not honor it. My question is, for one who goes to the office of the academia to begin to make internal disbursements on behalf of any ministry, department or agency of the federal government, you also want to put the supervising ministry to make disbursement using the office of that person and instead of whatever you name it. Because it's a fraudulent act.
Okay.
That's just reality.
Okay.
The government has not in tandem with the provision of cash transfer to NPA. What are they?
Okay.
If you're not trying to make bullshit, because you know, when I tell you, and especially you cannot wear a short hair, just like I said. You know, you can manage.
Okay.
44.4 billion.
I cannot mind the language, but anyway, all description we mind the language as well. But now I got to stay, my brother.
Yeah, so because no matter the language, only for us in Africa, let us face reality the way reality is. From what the accusation was, the wrong.
Okay.
Acting the office or where you work out office down with your internal spending. The thing of which you retire every step in at the end of the budget period.
Okay.
You say that's the thing. What you did was wrong. Mr. President, next year from Dr. Take here. That's on merit. Open on merit internally as the minister. Or you have to be you as the head of this department in the ministry. Take care of this. The company is not a person like that. It may be allowed than going to the office of the general.
Now, on a question on Joy Jogi, observe during the election, a Labour Party chieftain who served under the Obasanjo administration, and I think maybe Good Luck administration, that was arrested or were resigned here from his position, then. Government a situation whereby na government or they take time, then money result what you use, private accounts to run the thing. Which is so wrong. Manoku no in his own case. Don't you think we could the same situation here?
To a private account from the department doing in charge. Let me use for instance your office now, under government. You understand? But when anything like this, SBS, but when anything it should go through the Ministry of Information and Culture. That is the ministry. Ministry, what they have to do internally, which to avoid this bureaucratic bottleneck, they can take into an individual like that. That's more not allowed by provisions of the ministry.
Okay.
So what's supposed to work like this other one now? Only your ministry allowed. It is not supposed to go to the head that's in office on your name of this time, but you open a campaign now and putting money to campaign organization. That is where this office may be allowed to. It's both to this institution.
Okay.
Internally, they are local department.
So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Yes, let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all that is going on in our political space this afternoon? Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Yes, welcome, sir.
Okay, man.
Okay,
I want to focus more.
Kabaniru, sir.
Because I don't know ife chairman and quite local government.
Yes.
You see, Martin, what you doing over there? See, over there, now they quick to react in issues.
Okay.
I support Roman of seeking hope. You see, sometimes ungrateful, over there and no progress. Somebody may say, no, go corner, are you there? You understand my point?
Okay.
But on another the spoon that feeds you, you bite it. No matter whatever kind. Like a tomorrow.
Okay.
You got I I'm not in the River State person. On Anambra Campo. But here, my Laguna, it's good to be good.
Okay.
When you're not popular, for when you get enjoying you. Here in Toguna, you will have here propaganda. You know, some people may concoct so many things for just to gain interest of people.
Okay.
Or gain sympathy. And I ain't appear no good. And here, people doesn't take away before they react. And you must do for balance. Like myself, I know how you started. We kept possessing when the years visit of realize because even of that, we kept force them with the talks. Look, let me the only thing I can say, there is no how a hand that feeds you, a fighting you succeed.
Okay.
That is nature. No how that the hand that feeds you, fighting, wrongly that you succeed. So I would advise Obala.
Okay.
Whatever anybody is telling him, please work with your predecessor.
Okay.
Like that, that's the chairman of Upele. You know what he's saying? They are in the River State. Someone is there. The history of River State.
Hello.
The history of River State. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go on, please.
Only from that riverine area, and I found the job for the governor. And the woman of them even like even a minister. All we can make sure that all of them was benefiting from politics. Most of them are senators, most of them are ministers, most of them are holding on many offices. MP, you understand?
Okay.
So if for you conclude Israelite just to
so in Akwana now, when it comes to 2027 now to weakest we na ekwu no mgba na aga amasị onye dị in charge near wike egosikwa onwe na onye dị in charge. Is that what you're trying to say?
You will see it. It is not what I'm trying to say. You will see it for yourself. Once you write it somewhere.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Yes. Let's hear from you. Remember that we're also talking about the fact that the governor of Anambra State, Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, banned sand excavation in 5 Anambra communities. Talking about Oko, Amokbala, Obu, and the rest of them. But let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello, Matt.
Yes, welcome.
Good day.
Good evening.
Adam from Amos.
Please go on, my sister.
Yeah, happy everything and your family.
I wish you the same and your family too.
You see, Matthew, for some time I've not called. I want to do the list.
Okay.
But this afternoon, I have something from Facebook.
Okay.
When we give advice, we should have a flashback. Matthew, who is wicked predecessor? Am I right?
Yes, you're all right.
And wicked ruled for 8 days in Rivers. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Did Wicked work with Chibika Amesi as the last caller was advising Fubara to work with
his predecessor? No,
did Wicked work with the predecessor?
He did not. He rather worked with the predecessor of Amechi.
Even Chibika Amesi left him and went with Buhari to Asoro and forget him. Is it not?
Yeah.
We are all confused, and it's not our fault because there are too many problems. But there are too many problems. This weekend that is talking about 2027, Matthew, are these a weekend or the immortal? Is he not immortal or mortal?
He's a mortal. He's a man.
Okay, so anything as I am and as you are, if we get things like this, will he be telling Fubara that when it comes to 2027, I am on your way? These people, they set themselves as semi-gods. These are Nigerian politicians. I want to conclude here.
You see why I am saying, look at Ohanese youth now, defending
Betta Edu.
the minister. I am not condemning it. The first person or second person that analyzed the way of things happened is also right. Because during the time Olisa Metu was taken to prison, Dasuki had the same problem. But after a while, he was released, isn't it? And Olisa Metu remained until the deem it necessary. It has been always like this. That is why people are saying the things they are saying. So what I'm saying is this. Of all this, these our youth and men that remained, that are not party politicians, will not come to this long to tolerate politicians. 5:30, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, our men will be going to drink kai kai. Men will be drinking kai kai. Then the youth will engage in what? They say it is courtesy. What are they causing? Killing themselves. Having the politicians having a few days on ending. Who will come and think and come together? So tell them that enough is enough. In other ways. And they bring them down and they will behave like human beings and do things. But they are enjoying it. That's the way they want it. So that while they are trained there, they will not think back. They will not have the strength to come to them. Youth will kill themselves. And the politicians that are almost at their going, only less than 70 years here, things are going zigzag. They cannot come together. And they get for our non address in Nigeria. Our every day we'll be talking about minister, eat money, minister. Wrong. Look at the central bank governor. It's all about money. Design a magic. We are in London.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello. Welcome, my brother. Because Gabaniru, when I went to Kuonu. Okay.
Then I go to that agenda with for the second.
Yeah.
Network and then we get a recap for the story.
Okay. Maybe next year, let me do a little bit on that. We'll keep the calls coming, but let me remind him. Today we talked about Ohanese Youth Defense. Betta Edu accuses enemies of progress of sabotage. You know, we also have a situation where we talked about how Igbo nation can advance by Kalo. At the same time, we are talking about Tinubu suspends Humanitarian Affairs Minister Betta Edu. These are the things that we are looking into this evening. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Martin.
No, welcome back.
Yeah, Chidi Chukwu.
Okay, please go on.
Ọ na-adị mma ka mmadụ well informed.
Okay.
N'ife gbasara history of Nigeria na politics. Ife anyị na ebe a bụ ka anyị analyze their things, political analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ọ bụrụ na ị na-eme ife ịdị well informed, he made mistake. So wike ọ chọrọ ka o mee ife ọ na-ekwere ka eme ya. Maka ya nwa fight against godfatherism, etu ngige si fight ya. Anambra State. The dividend of democracy I na-enwe na Anambra State ya, I na-ewe that credit na-enye ngige. N'onye lay that solid foundation.
Okay.
But step one on big tools. Ọkwa a dangerous thing. Ọgwụmụ ma ife emerie. O wee nwee victory. I wee na-enjoy.
Okay.
Onye nwa bụ ife na-efesi ndị Rivers State na wike ga-anọlụ na Abuja na-ekwu ife ga na-eme na because of na ịcontribute mmadụ wee rigoro n'ọkwa tem bụrụ Lord of Lords, King of Kings, the Alpha and the Omega. Adịghị eme ndị ọcha nwere ike iburu periods support why because of maybe nwere something dị unique n'ime papụta na ga-eji wee mee ka America na-aga n'ihu. Obula ga support why and the ones in with that victory or one or always anything no easy minded for you. Even if I get appoint you, you will be me and them one. The devil can when they are now over tearing Godfather. You don't know that to just to use you to exploit. So even now, working about Kubara, they very in them, not on the side of the people. No contact here to the tune of weekend. At the end of the whole day, no God will disaster to him. So all that is passing on a river line, now into the space, political space. But at all, probably a good foundation, never ban of when we get a continue after Kubara. Why are you ending with Kubara? Because even we get your use it, or your use it wrongly to exploit. Go use where will now manipulate, which is very, very wrong. Then we couldn't do good and the Abogasia, Amobala, and so on. But that money even cover my because that place. Probably journey, I prefer now from the one they be about the so fragile.
Yeah.
That the no million is if people will not carry 100, maybe about. So if the governor now one of Bumaka or the more good home. So can look at the governor of Onukum, ever on either Abogasiaba, everyone of Noka, ever match. So I will one more talk over them one. On your bonus, go watch a night, go watch it. No more time you say report why I gave you.
Dalo, thank you. Thank you so much, Dalo. Yes, let's hear from you. What do you have to say? Hello, we're also talking about, Supreme Court reserves judgment in Ebonyi governorship election appeal. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Dalo,
okay.
No, you could. That's more powerful.
Gabaniru.
Yes, I'm not going to problem. I'm thought you're like a Canadian Kabatam. If I'm not like, and where as we have a program like, and where I never said to go, it is easy. I'm a tribe. It's people the tribe, and this a problem.
Okay.
Fubara, onye job. I told him in the Gomal, go play down that sentiment. Now, from his brothers and sisters. Not the Ghana, Chiamaka, Kawena, on your jolly, Punche, funny test for the first time. Abona will get join up here, for Jory of the year before I thought. Albany, Gary, get them about Arab something of that nature.
Yes.
That they will not take it.
Yes. You drop people.
Now play down that tribe sentiment or throw healthy for that state.
Okay.
Or state all the healthy for. All the states you have to tell us on the Anambra State, election Anambra State were the before Bobby for that's all not the Kawoka Diagoni. And all you to tell them now, no, it's some move get you to tell them Anambra State. It was so targeted, it was just for one man get you where you only have one man where they put that on the Lord. God is on a one man, not stop for you to cover up Anambra State. The Messiah of Anambra, God is on offer on that city again. Oh, my God, is well, the under mother. Do not run up in I hear. Meanwhile, we have brothers and sisters. One of the brothers and sisters who are just election when on die. Just no, I got a family, no more this time. I had to Lunia, or your pala. But I don't know if I never that I could not hear that down here, mobile or sorrow that I didn't consume more the state. Then I'm not just that I go about law. Is that I can canon but if I ever can give for the anybody more.
Okay.
In case the Penadis killing must stop.
Okay.
And those people that are involved in those killings should desist immediately. I can't find over and their generation. Then often I talk about progress, yeah. And you cannot use anything on a nothing and I expect it to stand You cannot use easily mmadụ wee kpọọ ọnya kedu ahụ ya kedu ebe ọzọ ụka na-asị ya nsọ na kristian anyị claim na akọ na-asị ya nsọ kedu ebe anyị ga-eji wee natinye n'ife anyị pụrụ ụmụ na-akọsụ mgbede ndị nọọsụ ndị Hausa ndị anyị baba mgbara ka anyị ji wee kpụcha ife kọnzum na-akọnzum bada ples Boko Haram enwere steeti anyị nwa pili na anyị gụrụ akwụkwọ anyị na-etinye aka na killing. As like I've said before, ndị egbugbo especially ndị ama ababa na ndị amara ababa people they discover Ghana grave inside the bush. These people should be buried properly, like in the Bible. Only you walk on one half, we are walking around Luciana, I will get a Kulatonia 1 year. Only the Yodoko. So these people must be buried properly. Their name must be called. All their cries, now walk today. Their cries, they are calling for justice. Oh, one of the prophets, some of them were prophets, they will agree with me. Until these people's souls are appeased. These people's souls are appeased. People every generation or rise and come with along the line or down one more than paradise. Another generation they will start killing themselves again. This flood from 1967 and I have to call 1 year with the highest sale of what they got for me. What do you 1 year? You go to what the upper which you can I have won't be given a number of course 1 year is a very bad thing.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Now, the numbers once again for you to become part of the conversation: 070-3445-9334 or 07045-592210. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening. Yes, welcome. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Banyo radio gi okay kai we na ni na-ekwu ofuma. Ngwa we ntekwuzi onu kai no afa gi onu ebe isa gba.
Okay. You can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Very well.
Jabaniru.
Okay. How are you?
Very fine. Afa gi na ebe isa gba ko haneza malokwa ki we gabaze niru.
Okay.
Please go on, sir.
My take on what happened. My take is on what happened in Ivan.
Okay.
Remember something? I don't know where you recall. I call sometimes. Then I believe the future doesn't present that this is not going to go somewhere. There is the direct to tribal and sentiment. I don't remember. I can tell you sometimes.
We talked about it in the past. Yeah, we've talked about it.
Regarding my whatever I said.
Okay.
So I said this is not taken. This is going to bring ethnic something that place. If it doesn't even be signed, if it's not caution. So whoever I said that may not go to that effect. Because in any system, what is it? Justice and equity. You know that, Adi?
Yeah.
Yes. Because peace, there must justice and equity. Don't talk of peace. You don't know the element of peace. Just as if you both peace, there must justice and equity. And what I go, if we don't see it, let's say it's Africa and another state.
Okay.
You can never interpret the country and people are like Amazonki. And that's what's causing problem in this country today. What is playing out, what UK is trying to, do it this name, what is creating the effect everything. People really to be protected. Before we are going to come and study that, they want to know, just because if we don't take that, this thing is going to destroy the market. If this is not, we can spend a dangerous point in this country. I never say. I've said it before, consistently. It's not caution. If they want to use UK to destroy the river state and create a problem that will cause a national problem. That's my take.
Okay.
Another one is the other one is talking about what is
maybe when you remember, you come back. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother. Thank you. Yes, Let's hear from you now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good evening.
That's good.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay. Please, I have a little contribution to make.
Your name and location, then you go on, please. Sir.
Okay, my name is Betta Edu.
Mm.
I'm calling from a city.
Please go on, sir.
What we do not understand is that Nigerian politics is based on nepotism.
Okay.
You know, the very irresponsible bodies who are supposed to sensitize the people on what to do are not doing the right thing. And discussing Nigerian politics is like discussing a recycling problem. The only thing that will put a stop to all these narratives is revolution. People must be sensitized to the vote centrally.
Anyway,
so that we will reset the country.
When we talk about that particular word, there are two ways to it. You know, intelligently or maybe in a way that might just cause, uproar in the society, which is not a good thing for us if there is chaos all over the nation.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have to sacrifice something to get what you're looking for.
Anyway, that is not what we would like to encourage our people to engage in. But thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother. Thank you. Yes, what we will always, ask our people to do is to be diplomatic, in our ways, in everything we are doing when it comes to, our political space. Let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say? Hello.
Hello. Good
Yes.
afternoon.
Yes. Good evening, my brother. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm Chris. I'm coming from Oba.
Please go on.
Sincerely speaking,
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot, and I'm learning.
Okay.
Mana yaburu moye kwe, yaburu moye kwe. Edogu iprogu weekend. I am say I want to in this man. Simple and short. I'm telling you the truth because I don't see him as a significant figure. When he be a political. That is constructive political design. Wike Aporo an element. He's not a role model. Look at our youth.
Hello.
No matter how you look at Wike's case, Wike is not a political role model that one will see himself for. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother. Yes, let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. I'm back again. It's Chipokoye.
Okay, please go on, Chipokoye.
Okay. Because I didn't continue on with that humanitarian minister that I'm accused. No, listen. That way they're going to account 500 and something million.
Yeah, Betta Edu.
Yes, so that ministry, it seems that now that ministry is so attractive in thought. That's why we welcome my name to that ministry.
Okay.
Because even the former minister, he still has a standing issue.
To answer.
I think every 30-something billion naira. That can I may accuse now. I'm in a private account. And the same private account, this one also involved. So here, that ministry, I would either advise the government, or now you make that ministry. You make sure.
But the purpose the ministry was saying herself, like to alleviate poverty and all of that, or not drop up the ministry. Rather, Katamaka and supervise if an member of. Don't you think so?
The best thing is to close it down.
Yeah.
Because people are complaining. You could remember when the COVID-19, the former minister said, Salu Brawan, that is feeding the children. Why children are not in the school? You got
yeah.
So that ministry is a counter-accusation. So I will not the ministry entirely. And this woman from Cross River, how many months did I go on? I know what is going to happen. So I'm going to that ministry now, no one issue.
Okay.
All the so attractive in fraud.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
So within a because here now, only may your job, I don't know the Igbo to have one. You know my point. And normally, the woman, she's not from Igbo, she's from Cross River.
Yeah.
If you don't have Igbo, that is people who parade themselves. Because I don't think that those people, they are the youth.
Okay.
So, very youth is not people for long to you. Because other tribes, they are now when we are troublemakers. Because I didn't know him.
Okay. I guess maybe one of the things in which she goes by the name Betta Edu. That might be the reason, man. Okay.
I mean, I lived in Cross River. I think over now, about 20 years ago, I left that place.
Okay.
She's not from Igbo. So, sometimes, on our radar, if you remember, the former Central Bank governor.
MFL.
MFL, well issue. I think on they acted in that issue. And that former Central Bank is not from Igbo. The man from Delta State.
Okay.
You understand my point? The idea was to enter in political push on people. You
understand? Thank you so much for joining us again. Thank you. Yes, let's hear from you. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening and good afternoon, brother.
Welcome, my brother.
Thank you. This is Monday Johnson.
Where
I'm the advocate of the people.
Okay. Where are you calling us from this evening?
I'm calling from Four.
Okay, please go on, sir.
Thank you. Let me check on the issue of Betta Edu. Let me commend the president for coming up to issue a stern warning that everyone involved in that corrupt act will not be safe. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Under administration, like the immediate past one, you cannot hear such a thing coming to limelight.
Okay.
Most of the excesses were covered, and we saw quite a number of nepotic tendencies under that regime. So for Tinubu to have come up and make a very what do I call it? A statement of this nature is commendable. That shows, even though at the end of the day he did not execute what he had just said, it has been heard that Tinubu has issued an ultimatum for thorough investigation into that very matter.
Yes.
And I think that will make other ministers to be jittery, knowing that the man in charge will not tolerate such a thing. Of course, all of us heard when he told Betta Edu or someone else under his administration that the ball ends on the zero. He made that statement that no matter whatever, you don't take decision on his behalf, even when he don't know of that decision. So this is what is called being a man enough and having a political will to control everything under your leadership. So I commend him. Then on Betta Edu, I think Falana have spoken, and the other quite
prominent Nigerians.
Notable, yes. So I will advise that first of all, his position should be relieved of her, because you cannot preside over that military while investigation is going on.
She's on suspension now. She's on suspension as we speak.
Yes, for now. It should be suspended. I'm not trying to say that it should be sacked. Let it be suspended. Then after the investigation, after all the truth might have been unraveled, then she can be sacked or otherwise. Depending how the investigation turns out. That's what I have to say this afternoon.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And it is still Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. What is your take on everything we are talking about this evening? It's very important that we get to talk about it. 07034 45 9334 or 07045 592210. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Nothing. I'm coming again from
Well,
the
okay. You just remind the audience. So, okay.
If I do it, quick talking.
Okay. Please go on.
Is it on the humanitarian ministry? My brother, that ministry, I think as a conflict fight, ministry, what I call it, CCF, conflict fight ministry. Every day that's where our money. Right from beginning, right from when that ministry was established. When you can look at the issue of feeding something, all those things, the money, nobody can give account of that money. And I don't know that woman who was asked to come, whether she takes it somewhere, she's not reporting yet.
Yeah, she's in EFCC now. She reported now, or like as at today.
So that was that report. You see, I want to see if we can see what is happening in this country. The immediate part of the nation is starting with corruption. In fact, it's the very thing that the SPC cannot entertain themselves. But if you look into other ministries, you see that nothing much more than that is happening. Back on this thing, you get small money. And this woman now, the other one, something is, you know what I call it, the same thing now, she has to send this. So, I don't know where this consolation is from. In Nigeria, that's what nobody's talking about. Forget about the left. You don't need that type of what you have to condemn people the table.
Okay.
Whether they like to come from. If you have this, they do of my method. Any place that you go there, we don't know. What better control to people that is still done.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. You call it good people.
Okay.
So that what they are doing, let's look at the issue now. How many consulting companies, companies were involved in, which people involved that, okay, something like that. It's so how do we control this mess? I think countries is suffering everywhere. I know that because this country is placed with abundant resources, and people are suffering.
Okay.
People are putting our money. If those money are invested into this country, I think it the suffering of the people. People are dying and they're stealing money. It's not good. Even these people, that's what I'm taking my word to.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us again. Thank you. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say? Remember that we're also looking into the issue. Supreme Court reserves judgment in Ebonyi governorship election appeal. Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, my brother. Welcome. Okay. Where are you reaching us from today?
From our nature.
Please go on, sir.
That's on. Can you go to the notice the rebel Taraba?
Yeah.
Okay. In Israel, the Hamas Bambora, they get the rebel. So the Ghana Sendoka, they know for that. And then just Sendoka. Tahada. Okay, when you might have said that office, what the rebel Puebla, on your Kenya, the women care for Jonathan. This is what about yourself. In case Buharia, Neza na about 20 billion. Kawanya wherefore, Oyanka, Abahaba, as your co a new Grabana, or better Haba, 5 something million naira.
Yeah.
Go over an account, yeah. Although suppose that office, or office in here, if you will if we call company in your corner, they could be ban account, yeah. If you do you are able to use. I support on you. Some will get on the average. And let's say, no, I cannot give us that will not have power. This will come become a yana and they protect. Can we also in our support? I give it. Oh, we're living very good, but I'm going to mother. Ana m agwa ndị mmadụ onwe ha aka ifuru ọbara agaghị ata afụfịa. Ọ bụrụ na ịta afụfịa n'ụwa mmadụ na-anụ ụwa iji wepụ ụwa ọzọ ịta afụfịa ọnya kpatara iji ejefe ụfọdụ amụọ iji wepụ ụwa ọzọ ịta afụfịa ọnya kpatara iji ejefe ụfọdụ amụọ ha today ugbuo isi ọ gaghị ebe n'uche n'ụkwụ ya after 21 nne ya nke a na-anwụja ha ọ ga-atagide atụfịa gaa na nka ụfọdụ ka ị ga-afụ kansụl ụmụnka nke ọrịa atụghị elefantitis ụmụ n'ofe isi ọrịa
ajọ omume ụfọdụ ndị mmadụ megasịrị n'ụwa ka ha na-ata afụfụ ya ma ọnụ ụwa obido fọdụ ebe a iwu na iji ata afụfụ ọbara iwufuru ọsọ nwụ na poizin ọsọ nwere egbe gbaa tirie na igbozie n'oge na-akwa ahụ egbufuo mmadụ ibe gị ọpụreshọn iri oyi ka na-atapa afịa dịka ọsọ those positions iwu oche some of their families n'agbanyeghị billions of naira ha na-ekwukọ family ha dara ọganize ụmụ fada agba njem mana jee n'onye na-eji akụ ewere azụ ụmụ ya ta na-akọ positions ha ama ike onye mara asụ ọsụ onye isi onye amaghị asụ ya sụbụrụ ọbịa kwụsịrị igbu mma na ọdụghọ mma onye bụrụ nwanne ya abụghị odogwu ikpọ nwanne gị n'ọgụ ụlọ mbọsọ ọgụ onye ka gị na ya ise.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello. Yes, welcome back, my brother.
Okay, nke Betta Edu some people on the funded fight. Mana mụ na-apịa concrete convent ya ụdị ha na-alụ ma achọ ịkanel mmiri na over the gutter. Because the funded pipe na-ekpeli mpe mana concrete and convent thing ya nwa na-adị. I pardon the worry great that ministry under the regime because no only Fulani Muslim Mazovana like were very bad and no of one of their side. Yes, I go now to a plan what you can gala yearly in the real here. You need to go it's about the Yaka, Waka, or Yaka. Even Yamabuka, Papiala, na Gadivana, Malparo, well, I don't know that over the night and your guard, boss, like of a supremacy. I condemn you during that regime. The woman, as the one of the most corrupt woman on that ministerial appointment there. Because if I go to someone who was more than a senator, Mama, that I want to go with that interest. So, when Obama, somebody from the south, so no Muslim, or two with that minister. Money, where value, where there is no need for that minister, a promise here. Office Yabana and one that is accounted and the one that is not accounted. At a moment, it's all what is your citizen. Like a civil servant down our every month. Also, Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Health, on that. When you're not for that minister, no accountant general at the end of the month. This is going to have a minister being in charge of that minister. Can you really go to Russia? Of course, there will not. You can, if you want to maybe get whatever they are doing here, you cannot get it because it will be private and secret. Upon on that through accountant general, I don't know all your details in every file you hear for everybody to attend. So if one, I'm not going to Tinubu will continue with that minister. For me, what I need.
Okay.
You want to alleviate, this is more that you must alleviate the blood of people. Move payment of that people to for the accountant general. Often I can them where I am where I'm minister. And apart from that, often about the problem of this work that's not the work. Of course, what is it? There is a decade. On the wrong, on the honor of my young million and then on the border and the most of all, not common. So, are we not giving them right advice? I can work a problem Nigeria is with our brothers. Most of us will spend what I never want to
yeah, check out the Kaiwa about the corner or not time I about
so change this. So that ministry, like you go to and I can't scrap on that. I'm not scrap and you black out the general and I'll do to those
No problem. Thank you so much for joining us again. Let's hear from you. When it comes to our political space. Hello. Yes. Good evening. Welcome back.
Ndị si na neighboring state na ndị si na another tribe wee bata onye bata si kụzielu nwata na alụ ife bụ alụ andị ọ bụrụ na isi obodo iwee bịa obodo mmadụ mana ife ndị afọ na-asọ nsọ ka ịsọ ya nsọ maka na imepe ha na afọ o nwee etu a na-esi efi mmadụ ụgwọ ekene odogwu na ife input n'ife gbasara alụ mmadụ na-eme wee jee na ọgafego alụ akwụrụ na-eche gị ife gbata nkwachi ọbara bụ alụ n'ala Igbo nkwachi ọbara abụ ọgbọsọ mgbe iji egwego mmadụ nwee ike ije simpụ ife ndị be anyị na-akpọ ama agbata eja na ide mmiri be anyị alụ ka ọ bụ ị nwere ike isu mmadụ iru maka ụjọ ọsị sọspishọn nkịtị isi oyi na-egbuo ya esi na igburo mmadụ nwere ike ego mmadụ ebubo because of mindset gị ma hatred jiri ọnụ go mmadụ ebubo buo ya ebubo expose onye afọ to risk na ndị sekuriti ga-ebidozi fụta onye afọ asị criminalize gị onye afọ egbuo nwanne gị nwere ike onwe odogwu pụta n'obodo si ka ọ nụọ ọgụ ka e wee wepụ mpụ ekwe ya adị ghọtafie n'ife ọ na-eme igbu ajọ okwu ebe ọ nọ ikekwe onwe ka aka si jide esi ya nwụrụ na prizin na alụ meta abịa gwerie nne na nna ya nwụọ na-alụ ome ị na-ekwu na ọ ga-anwụ na ọ na-esi na prizin pụta iji ọnụ egbu mana ịmarụ so ị na-ekwu okwu ka akpụpụ ya bụ alụ na-ekwukwo ka akpụpụ alụ nke ime maka na ọbara ndị a egburu egbu dịka ndị isu imi na ndị ikwu ajọ okwu ebe ba na-ewe na-agbagbusefa ọbara ba adị ndị kwuo ajọ okwu na ndị bụ ofe ebubo n'isi so ya onye mara ife bụ alụ ya zee ya n'ụdị ọbụla n'ala Igbo anyị na onye abụ ndụmọdụ m na-enye n'ezie.
Thank you so much for joining us again. Can I know from you? Kedu ihe nwere kwuru ihe anyị na-agba maka na mgbede a? Hello.
Hello, sir. Meta, good evening.
My Oma, welcome. Evening.
Thank you, Meta.
Ọ dịkwa mma, Chineke dị too much.
We thank God. Afọ m bụ ọgọchukwu ise kepu n'obido wee na-abụ.
Biko gaba n'iru o.
Biko na-esi ọkpọrọ na nke anyị zụpụta maka ndị Taraba steeti. Ọkwa ndị kan ha.
Yes, Christian Association of Nigeria.
Esokwa m ekwu ihe anwa metalụ. Akụkọ ọsọ na ihe anwa ha kwụ. Because na ọsọ ihe ya anapụta obodo anyị abụ Nigeria, only God's intervention. Ezepụta na-agba ji. Ụzọ ka Chineke na-agbadata n'ike na-ebute ya. Anyị akpesị na olileanya anyị na-elekwasị ndị na-achị achị na mkpụrụ obi anyị ike. Ọ na-eme ka obi anyị na-ada nda. Mana dịka anyị lekwasị Chineke nna anya, obi anyị wee na-esi ike. So m na-asịkwa ka anyị debe ebele ka Chineke nna mere anyị ebere na Naịjirịa. Ike Chineke nna gbadata wee arresta ndị ọchịchị niile anụnwa ka ha wee bido were ihe kwesịrị na ha ga-eme. So esikwa ihe okwu otu anwa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Yes, 07034459334 or 07045592210. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello, Meta.
Yes, welcome, my brother.
It's not Jabo coming with you.
Okay, Chike Biko Gabaniru. Oh,
I'm trying to use now. You're about the APC government. APC government is 2015 today. But system had a use country and they send them when I have Maramaka, who keep your journalists. You don't know the secret. You won't know rising of dollar in Nigeria. Had to for your point that over there. Don't have leg. They will put in Nigeria from that end.
About journalism. The thing is that when it comes to journalism, everything I need to the factual. So I know like I like it you when I like it you go instances of every have go before now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why it's so much technology. Every day with a topic. When you think about that topic, forget every 2 weeks ago.
No, the wrong. Anyway, so to square the wrong because each time I need to back to year magazine and history treat as well. So other result is instance of every farmer na APC government.
Yes, APC government.
Yeah.
Everything about $1,000, rising of dollar, rising of dollar. Nigeria need to the second one is Lego. Nigeria now, that was an architect. Every good every scenario done to take billions of dollars, which in new idea in the German. Now, that was it. Kita no work kita. No work kita. Therefore, now we lose 1.5 billion dollars. Now was just man in Nigeria lose now.
In Africa.
Now in Africa.
Yes.
Lose now. Right now, but you know idea.
I go already. I go already. I wasn't out with the wishes. I can use it.
This woman had a good age. Imana, you need to the way this woman appointment, it can keep that woman history. They go royal. If we all go and the little stronghold go, that woman got all and you want to do so. Now, this is like liberal is this year. The pusher, Kabupia, but only we go to that post. You can't ask now, only, but I like Kinkawa. But look at what's nine. So, that woman got all. I don't know what I was a weekend. You can weekend, Victory, a ticket chief ticket I carried the they are the people that formally that high.
Anyway, our time I does it so much. We'll just wrap us up when we keep finishing.
Because that woman now, that
Betta Edu.
APC government, you can have one for me, Catolata.
Okay.
Have one, breaking news that the woman has refused and the starting of the Boria.
Okay, so thank you so much thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother Dalo. Yes, Odigo Koye City, and we've gotten to the spot where we'll begin to call it a day on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Sometimes, it's not just about bringing up conspiracies and all of that. Sometimes, to, expatiate or to, bring it down to the understanding of everyone that, okay, this is what you're saying is proper at the end of the day, could be hard. What you said about the issue of, APC government trying to use this kind of things to distract our people is not yet factual. But the thing is, we must condemn evil. Once something this is not good, we say, yes, this is not right. And that's the way we will get our country right at the end of the day. So the president ordered investigation into the affairs. Why we'll have to wait for the investigation to be completed before we begin to say she's good and all of that. Just the way Ohanes, the faction that said, that she's been accused wrongly, just did it at the end of the day. And then if you observe all the social cultural organizations that we have in Nigeria, didn't even make it. Instead, this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of Political Views on everyone. The 103.5 FM. Remember, it comes your way Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. and then Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. So keep a date and don't touch the dial of Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Once it's 6 o'clock, immediately after Angelus this evening, there will be news. So stick with Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Till we meet again, I am Martin, Epa and Shuku, AKZ. Have a wonderful evening.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics.
So guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share, right?
FM is Martin Ifan Shuku is here every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m.